What's up, Rick? Good to see you. Let me pause that track for just a second so I'm not shouting. It's a little loud in my ears. One second. All right, back to here. All right, good to see you. Hey, Vicky, Queen Vic in the house. Good to see you. All right, everyone, let's talk about what we're going to do for the next 35 minutes. So within the new course, we have all of these great backing tracks, and we have all of these great licks, right? 16 of my favorite licks that we got down from 40, and now we're going to get down to 4 and then 2 and then 1, right? So let's talk about these Latin tracks because we kind of hinted around to this, did a little practicing. I'm going to show you some fun things, ways to lock up the hands. So the first thing I want to remind everybody is this rhythm. When you think about comping, right? When we're doing swing feel, we're doing like we can do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, right? The off beat is really important. Or you could start with the downbeat, 1 and 2 and 3 for swing feel, right? And we might do a little bit of swing feel today, but I really want to focus on this Latin feel. And when you guys play Latin songs and you think, man, how in the world can I comp like this? 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, da, da. And you think there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can do it. Doesn't matter if you're a beginner, you're an intermediate player, or you're an advanced player. All you have to do is break it down and figure out where are the beats on the down beats and where are they on the off beats, and you practice things in section and you'll really lock it up. All right, so again, good to see you. Please say hello in the chat if you get a chance. I love to see new people say hello in the chat as well. And just great to be with you on a Friday morning. This is Chord Academy that we do every Tuesday and Friday. And so we're talking about, with this free week at iMusicAcademy, we're talking about how to use this course, this new course, and get your rhythm together. That's part of it, right? We can learn all these jazz chords and do all these things we do, but we need to be able to take our simple voicings and be able to play good rhythm with them. And I'm going to show you how to do what we call automatic pilot, so you can lock up the hands where you're doing... And same way we do on swing feel. There's certain things you can do to line everything up. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Reminder for everybody who does not have this course, and it's okay if you don't have this course, you have until tonight at midnight. I have it on sale for $16. It's a crazy good course, and it's very thorough. It's 85 minutes long. It's 24 or so backing tracks. It's a crazy sweet deal for Sweet 16. You can get that Sweet 16, and then if you want the bundle version, which we're going to narrow these down to 4 and then the 2 and the 1, you get the bundle edition is only like $10 extra, and you get the final 4 in all keys, and the last one with all the different bass lines. So it's going to be really awesome. You're going to have Ray Charles bass line over whatever lick you guys decide. Okay, enough about that. The links are in the description or on your email or in your email. But let's go ahead. Hey, Vance, good to see you. Vance is the member of the YouTube channel, and he is the poet that lets you know it. He's a very wise young man, and also very awesome on the keys. Okay, so here we go. Let's dig right in. Everybody say hello to each other. And let's talk about this rhythm. So inside the course, you have your backing tracks. I'm pulling up Latin, and we're going to do 90 beats per minute. That's what we have selected right here. And so just a reminder how to navigate this course. Remember, it's a very interactive course. You have all the licks there, the 16 licks. You have all of the sheet music with the fingerings. And then whatever thing you want to work on, you just click on that lick, and it'll take you right there in the timestamps. You can watch the whole video. You can go right to whatever you want to do. Now, I have been offering this in a lot of my emails and also in our descriptions. I made this for free for you guys. This lick right here, and it does 3 licks in 1, right? It's a really neat lick to get under your fingers, and I've been approving that for a lot of you. Just send me the request, and right away you get that. But today we're going to talk about the left hand as you're trying to get your rhythm together. So let's turn on the track and start with this C9. Remember, the C9 is simply 3, flat 7, and 9 of the C scale, 2 and 3. And we're going to go down beats. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So downbeat, and then steps. I'm sorry, 3 off beats. Let me pause this for a second. Yeah, it is a little loud in my ear, but I think I had the volume set right. Let me just adjust one thing. Okay, so let's talk about the rhythm. So breaking this down, the first 2 beats are on the down beats. 1, 2, and then it's 3 off beats. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and then 3, 4 are on the downbeats. And I want you to, if you understand that, got it in the chat. It's really important that we break this down into 3 sections. To get this Latin rhythm that you thought you never could play, you're going to start doing it by first getting the left hand separately, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and so if you think in terms of eighth notes right now, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Rick's got it. Of course, Rick's got it. So isn't this nice that, you know, if you've always wanted to play left-hand voicings with some nice rhythm, now you're going to start to be able to do it. In just a few minutes after we've gone through this for a little while, we're going to turn on the track while we're doing automatic pilot. Good to see you. Doug is another member of our YouTube channel, and Doug, always good to see you. I'm looking for the next person that wants to join our YouTube community. We're at, for our membership area, and you guys get tons of free stuff. It's crazy. For that. It's a new venture for iMusicAcademy. We have 7 members and we're growing. So here we go. Good to see you, Doug. I think I've said hello to everybody. Let's keep working on this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and all right, I think everybody's saying they got it. We're going to turn on the track just to make sure that everybody has it. But this thing is so nice to be able to practice in small sections. The first thing you just have to get is this 2 downbeats in a row, 1 and 2 and then 3 off beats, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and then 3, 4. That helps lock everything up if you compartmentalize this really what might seem like a difficult rhythm at first. All right, so let's turn on the track. Let's have fun with this, and then we're going to put the right hand together, and you're going to really feel encouraged by the end of this 35-minute lesson. I want to give a special shout-out to Hugh, who is on. He is the bookends of iMusicAcademy, always on at the beginning, always in the middle, and always at the end. Good to see you, Hugh. All right, here we go. Let's turn on the track. You guys have these tracks, and I hope that you'll use them. 90 beats per minute is a good way to start. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Now, all we have to do next is go down with the bottom 2 notes a half step for our F13, right? And 2 and 3, 4. C9, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and G13. Here we go. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Downbeat, downbeat. Offbeat and 4 and 1 and 2. Downbeats. Downbeat, downbeat. Offbeats, 3 in a row. Time, and then we'll break it down with the right hand. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. F13. Downbeat, downbeat. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Yeah, so we have a couple options here at the end of it. When it goes to 1, it goes to the G, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. So it's almost like you can, before the downbeat of the measure 10, where it goes to the F, you can go a little bit early, 1 beat early, and then the same thing at the end of the thing where you go back to G. I want you to listen to that. I'm going to play it 2 different ways, and you let me know what you prefer. This is the last 4 measures of the song, and where I anticipate a little bit, and then I'll do it a different way. So 1, 2, and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. All right, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You hear I anticipated that F. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Downbeat, downbeat. In just a minute, we're going to do an exercise that works all the fingers. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. And 1, and 2, and 3. Yeah, you hear how I'm doing that? I'm anticipating the ands, the downbeat of the next thing. So it's like G to F to C to G. I'm going to the F before I'm actually to the F there. Let me demonstrate it one more time. This is the last 4 measures coming up. 1, 2, downbeat, downbeat. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And I'll anticipate the G, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. Do you guys like that? The other way we can do it is wait till we get to the F measure 10. And then the same thing on measure 12. All right, it's coming up, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and... All right, now this time I'll wait. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... Which do you guys like better? Do you like the anticipation on the and going to the next chord, or do you like waiting till you're in the measure? This will be a fun thing to vote on. So while we're doing this, I want everybody to know we're about to go into the automatic pilot part of this lesson. But notice that we have the first 5 notes of the blues scale. And you guys know that I tell you every time we meet that I want you working the fingers every day. Now, we're not going to always do it if somebody's not reminding us that we need to do that. You like the anticipation. I kind of like the anticipation as well. Now, one thing that makes it a little interesting is I hear a D minor sometimes, which gives it a little, like we're playing a G13 over a G13 over a D minor bass sometimes. It does like a 2-5, but we're not going to worry about that. We'll keep anticipating. So there's a little bit of a rub there, but I think that's just the track. All right, so let's stay with the anticipation there. So if we're going to really work the fingers every day, if you're a beginner, remember the first 5 notes of the blues scale are so important. You get into shape 1. It's a good reminder for all of us because we mash it all down. It sounds horrible, right? And the idea is we're going to work our fingers every single day that we sit down at the piano, do something, and really in both hands. It's good to do this because as piano players, we do a lot of right hand things and we get our right hand going, but then our left hand is likely to suffer if we don't practice it as well. So part of what we're doing here is if you're a classical player, you're used to the Hanon exercises, which do C and skip a white note, and you do that, right? That's a typical Hanon exercise, which is a great exercise. But also, it's great to be able to do some jazz or blues type exercises that also work the fingers. Because as I do this in the key of C, I'm building up muscle memory. When I go up to C sharp, Rick, right, we're getting this down in C sharp, and we're getting used to this muscle memory, so that if I show up somewhere to play a C sharp blues, I'm going to have that after time, right? I have all those notes that are going to, it doesn't matter the order I play them in, it's going to sound great. And when you're practicing these exercises, you're building up the fingers, but you're also really working the fingers, right? You're building up the muscle memory, but you're also working the fingers. Okay? Now, The next thing that we need to address is this. Remember that as you turn on the track, it's not a bad idea to turn on the track. Let's actually do 100 beats per minute on the Latin one now. And let's work the fingers for a minute. I'm going to give you some pointers. Here we go. Now, as I'm doing this right now, not only am I working the fingers, and I need to remind you guys, there may be a slight delay. I'm not even sure because of the fact this is on YouTube and I'm on my PC. There might be a little difference in the what you're hearing versus what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that I'm right on it. There may be a slight delay. Just always remember that. All right, let's do it again. So I'm just kind of going up and down, really working the fingers that I want you guys to do. But remember, you can also make some music. Like, let's say you've done this a couple times through, and the next time we're going to make some music, okay? Yeah, that's right. Rick says, I practice hand and exercise 2 left hand and try to improvise in the right hand. Yep, very good. All right, now here we go. You hear how musical you can get? And 4 and 1 and 2 and I'm gonna cheat. Let's go back to the exercise for a minute. Here we go. Really working those fingers, building up that muscle memory. Okay, then we're going to go back to improvise one more time with the shape, and then we're going to put the left hand rhythm together. Here we go. One more time of just improvising. Here we go. It's always good to play a little bit and then let a little time go by. Let me do a melody that we did yesterday, or kind of similar. I'm going to cheat a little bit with this. All right, now, let me stop this for just a second. So, just a recap on that. As you're doing your right hand exercises, put your left hand with it. And you guys know that I'm actually working on a course to do. There's a new course that we're working on that has to do with how to play unison piano. People are always asking me how you can improvise with both hands going on at the same time. And there are certain things that I just like to do and to show you guys how to put it all together. One of the ways that you learn how to play both hands together is exactly what we're doing right now. You take your 5-note pattern, or you can take this. And what I'm doing right here is a simple 5-note shape, right? So it doesn't matter what key we're in. And you see how already we're playing with both hands, and we're playing both hands together. And you learn the C blues scale. That's another example of how you can do it. But there are certain things that I like to teach that are pattern-based, right? Even stuff like that. And then you put it in a different key. Then you start to lock up the hands, and then kind of what Rick had said, where you can actually go ba-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, or ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da, right? Da-da-da-da-da-da, same thing. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, and then you're... Most of the things that you do when it comes to left hand and right hand, you start to learn is you're keeping everything under the hand. So there are a few little tricky things you have to learn. That's another thing to do. All right, do you guys understand that? Just got it in the chat. The way you learn how to play right hand and left hand together is exactly what we're doing right now. 5-note patterns, and then you start improvising like that. Even go up the blues scale. All right, very good. Rick's got it. Everybody's got it. All right, now let's put the left hand together. So this is where it's going to get really fun. If we go automatic pilot with this blues rhythm, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, we're still focusing on the left hand. When I do automatic pilot, and this is really important for you guys to hear, the goal is not to be an automatic pilot robot. The point is to develop your left hand while you have something going on the right hand. You actually are building up some really awesome things working between the hands, or syncing up the hands, locking up the hands is what I like to really say. And in the shuffle world, we say this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And I'm really focusing on this left hand, but watch it I'll give you the shuffle example, and then we'll do the Latin. 1 and 2 and. Notice that when I get up there on the and of 2, I'm on the F sharp. 1 and 2. Let me do it slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then on the way back down, it's the E flat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And now I've written exercises like this out, and it's so important to get these down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, so that's great, and you guys are learning that. I know that we've been working on that in our academies and our YouTube channel. Lots of different things we've been doing to lock that up. Now, as we're working on the Latin part, let's see, where do the beats line up? 1 and 2. All right, there's the F. 1 and 2 and the F sharp. It happens again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the first thing is, notice where the downbeats happen. On the C, 1 and 2, and the F. Okay, that's on the way up. 1 and 2 and 3 and. There's your F sharp, and then your E flat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. Notice that then it's E flat twice. Okay, I'm going to go super slow-mo, so just hang in there with me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then, what does it do at the very end? 3 and 4, it goes G to F. That's the whole thing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'm going to go over it one more time because it's really important. I'm in the process of writing all of these out, right, as we're working on this rhythm guide to help you guys. I'm just going to do that as an extra thing that I'm going to be developing. This is not in the course, but it's related to the course. And actually, I teach a lot of this even in the course. I teach like how to lock the hands up, so have no fear there. But watch this. 1 and 2. The first thing is the C and the F. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. The next part is the 3 offbeats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And the 3 and 4, the downbeats are G and F. Now, here's what's going to help you guys is, as you're practicing left hand only, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and as you're visualizing, the first 2 are downbeats, then it's 3 offbeats, and then it's 2 more downbeats to close it out. You're building up muscle memory. You're building up this kind of a grid visual of, all right, I have one thing to do here, 2 downbeats, 1, 2, and 3, and then 3 offbeats. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and then 2 downbeats at the end. You're building up this plan of doing that. That's right. So what Rick said is absolutely 100%. He said downbeats again on G and F. He's absolutely right. So the downbeats on the way up are C and F. 1 and 2. There we go. 1 and 2 and 3. Now the offbeats are F sharp and 4 and in E flat, and then it does E flat again. Right? That's right. And I kind of like what Vance just did. He did 1, 2, and remember that plus means and. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and right. So he's thinking like you have it where you have your downbeats, and then 3 offbeats where you put the ands, and then 3, 4. That's a great visual, Vance. So we had this 1 and 2 and 3 offbeat, 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 and downbeat, 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 offbeat, 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 downbeat, downbeat. I didn't even know I could say that, right? While I was doing that. But I like that. That's a good visual. Okay, let's start this over one more time, and let me just play it for a minute. 2, 3, 4. Let me stop this for a second. Something that I hadn't planned on doing, but I kind of like it. Let's say that you were practicing this, and I want everybody to practice this, and you're locking this up, and then we go back to our exercise, right? So now you're working on some unison playing, right? Hands together, building up muscle memory, working the fingers, and then notice that I did 4 on beat 4. I did the like G to F, but I went back to the downbeat. So it was like this: 1 and da 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 or da da da. So you can mix and match playing the exercise where it's unison playing, and the exercise where you're locking up the hands. All right. Now we have a choice of 80 beats all the way up to 110. What tempo would you guys like to wind this lesson up with? What would be a good tempo? I'll let Rick and Vance or anybody decide. You guys can kind of vote. That was a good visual, though, Vance. I like that. 1, 2, plus, 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 3, 4. That's good. $90 or $100, Rick says. All right, so we've been doing go fast or go home. All right, since Vance is the poet who lets you know it, let's put it on 110 just to see what it sounds like. And let's do left hand only for just a second. 1, 2, ready, go. And 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. Doug is on, we'll be in trouble because he's the speed police. Let's put the right hand. Here we go. Things on that. So if you want to, you can go all the way up the scale and do it. So notice that right there, I'm not even thinking about I'm only going to do one specific pattern. If you have a little bit more experience, just remember to keep a running eighth note. Right? It makes sense? So it's like downbeat, up. Isn't that kind of fun to think about that, right? Maybe not at 110, but a fun idea of we're just doing eighth notes no matter what. But for most of us, we're going to do the 5-note pattern, and I really like that. It's probably too strange to think about doing both at the same time for right now. Okay, now let's do 110 one more time, and then we'll, if you have any questions, you can put that in the chat, and then we'll wind this lesson up. Here we go. So maybe at first, working the fingers for a minute. Working those fingers. More times. Let's stop this for just a second. Now, we're just talking about one exercise, but isn't it nice to say we're going to really focus on this one specific rhythm? Bop, 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 bop. In the same way that you do the swing rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And I need to tell everybody this related to the backing tracks. What I love about these backing tracks, in addition to having 80 through 110 beats per minute for the different styles, we also have blues shuffle, which is really nice. You also have the solo version. So if you're doing Latin, where it's just drums and you, then all you need to make sure is that you're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So like this. Let me show you this right here. You hear how it's just the drums, right? So we're going. All right, you get it. Those backing tracks are really helpful. Let me look at one thing to make sure I put the right title in one of them. Latin blues solo, piano, drums, and you. Okay, we're good. Yeah, let me just listen to 110. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let me make sure 80. Let's hear 80. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's so slow. All right, 90, a little bit faster. Okay, we're good. Rick says that's pretty slow. Rick, it's hard once you've been playing it at 110, like Vance recommended, right? Same thing with the blues shuffle. Those are really nice. And remember, inside the chorus, you can watch the whole entire thing. You can go to all these licks, and we haven't even talked about licks. Like all these licks that are in here that you guys have been practicing, the Oscar Peterson. You have your C blues that everybody knows, all the different ways to turn that around. Whatever you want to practice for the day. Like maybe you want to practice this blues lick right here. And then you turn it on, boom, takes you right there. Now, Vicky helps me out with all kinds of things, but the backing tracks are iMusicAcademy backing tracks. Well, she's iMusicAcademy. All right, guys, great lesson today. I'm very encouraged, all the different people that are showing up. And if you haven't said hello in the chat, we would love for you to do that. As we wind up this lesson, we always say goodbye to each other. So let's go ahead and go down the list. And remember, you have until midnight if you're on the fence about getting the sweet deal of $16 for this course. And I would encourage you, most people are getting the bundle version, which is like $10 more. It's like $27 or so. After tonight, what I'll tell you exactly, I'm always an open book. After tonight, the basic version of this course will go up to $27.99, and then I'm going to do there'll be an additional bundle that will be a little bit more. But anyway, but right now it's $16 for the basic thing. But I'm going to encourage everybody, you're going to want those things in all keys, whatever you guys decide on, vote of being able to have the training in all keys. So other than that, I hope you have a fantastic day. Dad, good to see you this morning. Dad's a member. Rick's a member. Vicky's a member. Vance is a member of the YouTube channel. Doug is a member of the YouTube channel. Very thankful for our YouTube community members as well. And Hugh is a member. Good to see you, Hugh, as always. Makes me happy to see you guys hanging out. Have a jazzy weekend, Vance says. Awesome. Yeah, I say that for everybody. Have a great, stress-free, jazzy weekend. All right, Doug. Good to see you, man. Everybody, look for an email from me this afternoon for